Hey fellas, Smash Brothers is pretty dang cool, right? Look at all those characters. How could you look at a game like that and be like, hey, that game is not very cool? It is very cool. This game has so many characters. Just look at all these guys, right? Here's the deal. You might have once or twice thought, hey, maybe Smash Brothers has enough characters now. Maybe there's actually too many characters now. Maybe you never thought that. I personally haven't thought that yet. I just kind of see it as more options is more options, right? However, some people might think Smash Brothers should go back to its simpler days when they had less characters, and they already admitted that they're going to decrease the character count in the next couple games. Now, what I want to do in this video is actually something I saw someone else do by the name of Smash Master Show. He had a very cool concept of cutting out half of the roster of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, in his video specifically, he was kind of picturing what the next installment would look like if half of these characters were gone. My approach is going to be a little bit different. It's more playing this game for the rest of my Smash Bros. Lifetime without having all these characters gone, right? So just that slight change in mindset might change some of the results a little bit. But if you have not seen Smash Master Show before, I highly recommend you check it out. Check out that channel, and then also check out that video. I'll leave a link in the description. This is an idea that I saw from him, so I'm not trying to make it look like I came up with this. I definitely did not, but it just seemed like a really cool idea, and I really wanted to try it out. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got a little bumper here, and every time I get rid of a character, I'm just going to drag the bumper on top of it like that, and then it's gone. Now, to get rid of half the characters, I have to get rid of 41 characters, just a couple ground rules. There are clones in this game, such as our very own Dark Samus, who, as much as I respect that there's now another Metroid character, it is most definitely a clone of Samus. And if I were to just cut out clones, I feel like it'd be like a little bit too easy, because that's probably the first thing I would do is get rid of Dark Samus and then Chrom, and then it just makes my job a little bit too easy. So the rule is, and the Smash Master Show did this also, if I'm going to take out one clone, I have to take out both clones. Or Echo Fighters, whatever you want to call it. You know, clones, Echo Fighters, same thing. So, depending on, it might not be worth, although I might not want Dark Pit here, the question is, would I really want to take off Pit? So, that's kind of where the challenging part comes in. So again, 41 characters. Don't know how long this is going to take. It's going to be, start off easy and then kind of get harder. What I want to do right off the bat, instead of going in order, is I want to pick people I want to get rid of immediately. And the first person that comes to mind who I really feel like I don't need is Incineroar. I'm sorry, Incineroar. I don't think I need you in my roster anymore. For one, I don't think he's very fun to play, but also I don't have any kind of attachment to him whatsoever. I grew up with other Pokemon games, and I don't think I've actually played the Pokemon game that he's from. So he is also, we already have like starters. We've got like Pokemon Trainer who has like the original 3, so they seem more impactful to me. So I'm sorry, Incineroar. I don't think you're fun to play. Also, don't have much attachment to you, and we already have so many Pokemon. Also, while we're over here, let's just take a quick trip over to Piranha Plant. Don't think I really need Piranha Plant either. I'm sorry. He's a plant. Do I need to say much more? If we're looking in this general vicinity, I might be able to take off another, like, Duck Hunt. I think I'm going to stick with Duck Hunt for now. He's fun to play as. Ryu, I respect a Street Fighter character. I also respect that he has a different play style. Isabelle. You know what? I'm going to get rid of Isabelle. I've got a little bit of a biased reason for getting rid of Isabelle. But every time I play Talon Stradley from Newton's Dark Room and he plays Isabelle, brings out that freaking fishing hook, and it's the most annoying thing to fight. So frankly, if I were to play Ultimate for the rest of my life without Isabelle, I'd probably be a happy camper. I don't play her, and I don't want to fight her. So, you know what? Get out of here, Isabelle. I'm sorry. Plus, we already got Villager. I feel like that's a decent Animal Crossing rep, and I think Villager is more fun to play anyway. So, goodbye, Isabelle. The only moves that are different between Isabelle and Villager is that Isabelle has the fishing hook. But the thing is that that's my least favorite move, so might as well get rid of the one with my least favorite move. Moving on, King K. Rool. This guy's keeping. I'm already gonna say that. I can't see myself getting rid of him. For not just because he's my main, but also because he's just straight up like, he's so unapologetically himself, and I absolutely love his demeanor and his way about life. It's a respect. It's something that should be respected to all the other characters. Everyone should live their life as confidently as K. Rool lives his. That said, Shulk. I'm not trying to do this in any particular order. It's just like you see one character and then it's like, oh, yep, I guess he's got to go too. He's on the chopping block. Maybe this isn't going to be as hard as I thought it would be. With Shulk, I actually really like the idea of his playstyle of like switching through different things or like different stats and whatnot. I think it's a really cool idea. When it comes to actually playing it, though, I feel like it just slows your game down when you try to like navigate through like what you want to be and whatnot, to the point where it's actually almost a disadvantage because it's just like a pumpkin down the garbage supposedly. Try to process it all. You feel like you always have to have some kind of stats on. So ultimately, not super fun for me to play. And I don't really know much about Xenoblade. But actually, it is kind of cool to have representation though from like a smaller series. But I'm not gonna get rid of it because I feel like I'm eventually gonna cut them out anyway. Like we gotta get rid of 41 characters, you know. So I feel like I'd cut him out anyway. Maybe I'll bring him back. I don't know. Oh, here's another one. This isn't exactly in order, but I definitely want to get rid of Palutena. I'm sorry. Kid Icarus Games, I really don't need much representation from you. Frankly, your first game is really not good. And your second game, I've never played. And then your third game was hyped up, but I don't know if it was good or not. And then after that, they just seem to kind of stop anyway. So I really don't need 3 Kid Icarus representations. And Palutena, my guy, you're a pain to play. You try to play Palutena, you're not going to move an inch because it's so slow. Granted, most of my experiences from Smash 4, when Palutena was genuinely one of the worst characters. But still, I don't feel like you're necessary here. I don't think any of your moves are particularly interesting to make me want to keep you. Speaking of particularly interesting, I think it might be a good idea to get rid of Wii Fit Trainer. Again, on the same line. Wii Fit Trainer's great, okay, in one sense. It's super comical, and seeing someone fight with such good posture, it's just, it makes me glad that they exist. But also super not fun to play, and I really don't need representation from a Wii Fit game. You know what I mean? Is that even a game? I don't think so. I think it's a chore. I'm pretty sure it's a fun chore, but it's a chore. So Wii Fit Trainer, I'm sorry, my guy, you're gone. If we move around, this is actually getting a little bit more difficult. Now here's the deal: Smash Brothers is kind of finicky with who it considers to be a clone. Technically, it doesn't consider Pichu to be a clone. I'm going to get rid of Pichu because I consider Pichu to be a clone. That's my reasoning for it. And because, like, the guy freaking hurts himself when he attacks. So I don't think so. I don't think I need a Pichu. Just a random drop in the bucket. Oh, geez. Yeah, this is getting a little bit more difficult. Let's go to Fire Emblem. I feel like I'll have an easier time with Fire Emblem. Corrin is a lot of fun to play. He's one of my mains. But honestly, I don't think I necessarily need him. I don't think his moves are particularly standing out to a lot of others. I mean, he still has, like, the counter. He's still got the sword thing going on. He does have that, like, blaster. But, like, it's basically all moves that you have. It's just like a slightly varied version of other people's moves. So I don't feel like his moveset is super rememberable. I don't feel like the character is super rememberable. Probably because I never played that Fire Emblem game. But even then, if you're just gonna take like a starter from each Fire Emblem game, eventually it's like, okay, that's enough. Like, come on. I don't play much Fire Emblem, granted, so I might be a little biased, especially when I also maybe take out some other Fire Emblem characters. Who else is there? Like Roy and Chrom, honestly, I'm sorry. Like I actually mained as Roy for a long time, but like both of them, actually I feel like Chrom would be a cooler addition, and I think Smash Master Show or Chris, I believe is his name, said the same thing. But because they're Echo Fires, I got rid of both, I'd sure rather get rid of them both and keep them both in this scenario where I have to cut them out. So, goodbye Roy, goodbye Chrom. Is that his name? Is it Chrome? No, it's Chrom. I'm sorry, I don't play much Fire Emblem. Next up, it's probably going to be easier for me to pick some Pokemon. I already picked Incineroar. Do we really need Greninja? Ooh, Greninja's a fun one to play. Horrible to fight, but fun one to play. But honestly, oh my gosh, with how difficult it's already kind of becoming, I feel like I gotta say goodbye to Greninja. I'm sorry, my guy. I love your Shadow move, but I don't think you're that cool of a Pokemon. It's kind of like a frog. The tongue thing is I always thought that was weird, dude. Like, doesn't that get dry? I don't know. Not my thing. Any other Pokemon that immediately stand out? Pokemon Trainer is a little interesting because you have to get rid of individual ones because they count as their own characters, at least by the numbers I'm going off of. So I think what I'm going to do first is get rid of Charizard. And I like what Smash Master Show did. He just made some small ones like this. And I like that. So we're going to get rid of Charizard. Squirtle and Ivysaur. Ivysaur is a lot of fun to play. I don't think Charizard's fun to play at all, honestly. I hate playing as Charizard. I think it's kind of cool that he exists. Well, it's cooler that he exists than the other two Pokemon. Even though I love Squirtle. Squirtle's like one of my favorite Pokemon, though. Let's also get rid of Ivysaur while we're here, though. Ivysaur's so much fun to play as, but I'm sorry. No, I like Ivysaur. Not having a Pokemon that's as unique as Ivysaur might be a bad idea. But we're going to do it anyway. Actually, you know what? Let's keep it simple. Let's get rid of all three. There we go. Let's get rid of Squirtle, Charizard, and Ivysaur. I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. At least not with the modern games as much. And there's already other Pokemon in this that I'd rather keep, I'm already sure. So let's just keep them off for now. Might bring him back later. For one, Mewtwo. I feel like he should stay. Like, that one makes sense. He's an all-powerful Pokemon. They made a movie off him. It was probably one of the best Pokemon movies. I say that with little basis. I've only seen maybe 5 Pokemon movies. But still, I feel like no one would turn a blind eye for me wanting to keep Mewtwo in. He's also one of my mains. So there you go. I'd hate to lose one of my mains. This is a biased video, by the way. Like, entirely. This is for my Smash Brothers experience, you know. So, like, don't take any of it personally. Like, obviously, I'm sure yours would be very different. You know what? I love my boy Wario. I love the fact that he's in it because I think Wario's a funny character. When it comes down to it, I just don't think I really need Wario. I'm sorry. He's funny. He's a cool guy. His clothes sure are hip. The problem is that he has that stupid bike, and I hate playing with that stupid bike, what goes back and forth, and it has super high priority. You know what, Wario? I'm sorry. We got other Mario guys to worry about. And while I'm at it, why don't I really quickly knock off my friend Rosalina and Luma. Sorry, my bad. Mainly because I haven't knocked them off sooner. Frankly, the least favorite person to play are these two. And no, it's not just because I suck at them. It's actually because it's 100% because I'm not good at them. They're just I'm horrible with them, and I don't want to ever have them in the chance of hitting random ever again. So they're out of here. Also, I'm sorry if that makes you upset. But we also have 2 other Disney princesses, and I feel like I'd rather keep Peach, who is the more main princess. So Rosalina and Luma, I'm sorry. You guys were also claimed as the reason why Ice Climbers wasn't in Smash 4, so I'll never forgive you guys for that. Now, if we move on a little bit, things get harder, but also not hard at all. Hero, I'm sorry, I don't need you. I don't play Dragon Quest, and I don't think you're a fun character to play. I think you're also super complicated and apparently overpowered in some case scenarios. I feel like your strategy take to it, where you choose like a different move, as interesting as it is, really breaks the gameplay of actual Smash Brothers. We're not doing turn-based fighting over here. We're doing inputs that do different things than what you want, okay? Alright, I don't want to explain myself any further. You're out of here. Let's also just get rid of Joker. I'm sorry, I'm not a weeb. Don't need Joker in my life. I don't think he's even that fun to play. I don't think he's horrible to play, though. Admittedly, I haven't played him much, alright? Fine, look. He's just out of there. And you know what? Let's get a 4 for 4 and take out Bayonetta also. Wow, these guys I'm not justifying nearly as much as like some of the other people, but that's okay. Cloud, you're in. You're in, Cloud. Don't worry. I think you're one of the homies. You know what I mean? Inkling. I actually really like Inkling. I'm not ready to take her out yet, but I feel as though I must take out. You know what? Link and Young Link, and Toon Link for that matter, are not clones, right? They're not Echo Fighters. Classified by Smash Brothers as not Echo Fighters. So I feel like I should take out my least favorite of the 3, and unfortunately in this game that's just going to be Link. I know obviously it makes sense to have Link because he's in the game, but like, let's be real, Young Link is also in several games anyway, so like Young Link's already fine representation. I like Young Link better than Toon Link also, as much as I love Wind Waker. It's probably my favorite Zelda game. I'm going to block that one out also, so we're just going to stick with Young Link. This is mostly because I main with Link in other games, and they changed him so much in this one to the point where I'm like, dang, Young Link's my main now. So I'm a little biased in this one. Just gonna stick with Young Link. Let's get Link out of there. Not gonna lie though, every time I take off someone, it gets a little bit harder. Let's make it a little bit easier by getting rid of Pit and Dark Pit. All right, you know what? Kid Icarus is killed. I'm sorry. I don't think they have very fun games, and I don't think they're super necessary. So let's count up real quick how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20! We are now about a quarter of the way through. We have to double the amount that we already have. plus 1 extra. That's going to be super difficult. Shoot. Yes, this is getting very difficult indeed. Some of the problem is, like, getting rid of some of those, like, I would love to get rid of some of these Echo Fighters, like Richter. I have no attachment to Richter. I think Simon's an awesome addition, though, and I think the Castlevania games are pretty fun. But maybe it's not entirely necessary that we have them. You know what? I'm going to first get rid of Mega Man. I know that, like, he makes sense in the Smash universe. I love the Mega Man games, at least the ones that I've played. But unfortunately, he is balls to play as in this game. And I don't like fighting him either, so I'll cut him out. Oh, you know what? Let's go over to the Mii's real quick, and let's just, Here's the deal. I like the idea of Mii's. I really do like the concept of, like, choosing your own custom stuff and then also playing guys who that you make or whatnot. But the customization ultimately gets more annoying because when someone plays their Mii, you don't know how to fight them because you don't know what kind of moves they selected. You could say it brings interest, and I would agree with that. But then they go a step further with all the stats adjustments and, like, the crazy special items that they can get that make them, like, sometimes heal at a rapid pace or whatnot that really ends up breaking the game. You can basically make people super overpowered if you use those, which is why they're oftentimes banned in tournaments. But also, just not knowing who you're fighting is really annoying, and when there's that much customization, it just gets bothersome. And for a mainstream Ultimate game where I would be playing, quite frankly, I feel like I have to get rid of it. Get rid of them. That actually makes it a little bit easier. That's a 3-for-1, you know what I mean? Let's go a little further. Alright, Anthropomorphic Pac-Man. I don't like Anthropomorphic Pac-Man. I do not like green eggs and ham, Sam I am. I do not like Anthropomorphic Pac-Man. He's out. Alright, I don't think I need to say more about that. My boy Bowser Jr. over here. Ooh. Here's the deal. I love Morton. Morton's my man. And I play Bowser Jr. a decent much. He would definitely not be my first choice to go, but we're beyond first choice now. I feel like Bowser Jr. isn't super important to have. I'm sorry, my guy. I think your moveset's actually really cool, and I think you're definitely a fun one to mess around with, but not as fun to mess around with Snake over here, who I'm still keeping for now. I'd like to get rid of... Here's the thing, Rob. Ooh, representation with Rob is small. He doesn't really represent much other than a relic of another time. Not even a video game series, per se, and not something that people have, like, a huge attachment to. Or I have a huge attachment to, also. So, does he deserve to be here? He's actually one of my mains, though. I think I gotta keep him around for a bit. Instead, let's dodge him and go straight to Lucario. I don't like playing Lucario. And that's enough for me. I think he's actually a cool Pokemon to represent. I'd rather have him than Incineroar, obviously. But, sorry. I'm sorry, Lucario. We already got Mewtwo, you know what I mean? We got another legendary over here. Mewtwo makes a lot more sense. King DDD. Ooh, Olimar. Dang, it's just the difficulty. It's just more and more difficult, you know what I mean? King DDD. No. He's the duck. We don't need ducks in this game, okay? While we're at it, let's get rid of... Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to copy that. I actually like playing Lucas better than Ness, but let's get rid of Lucas. I think Ness is it's more rewarding if you know how to play better because it's, like, more difficult to control or whatnot. So in an ideal game, if I ever got really good with Ness, I'd probably enjoy him more than I enjoy Lucas, which probably means he's overall a better character. Now, Diddy Kong, on the other hand, probably should have been eliminated a long time ago. I don't care for Diddy whatsoever. Get out of here. I do love Donkey Kong. I loved Donkey Kong 64 as a kid, but Diddy Kong is also no fun to play as or play against, and that is a big factor for me. How many do we have here now? We now have 33, which means we only need, what is that, 8 more? We only need to choose 8 more, but 8 more, golly, we're really cracking down on these guys. Oh, do we really need Zelda and Sheik? Ooh, do we really need Zelda and Sheik? Do we need both of them? I hate playing as Zelda. I just hate it. I hate playing as Sheik too, but Sheik, is actually a decent character. I'd rather play as Zelda than Sheik. And you know what? Zelda needs more representation than Sheik. I'm gonna get rid of Sheik and not Zelda. I feel like I have to keep one of them in though. I'd get some of that Zelda representation. Ganondorf I feel like has to stay. Bowser has to say. Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario's my boy, though. I love Dr. Mario. The way he taunts, when he taunts, he pats on his back. Can we just talk about how I got rid of Link? Can we just address that real quick? I got rid of Link, by the way. I feel kind of dirty about that one. Oh, geez. Fox and Falco and Wolf. I like all three of them. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. Wolf, though, just like you a little bit less, I think. I think Wolf's a really cool character, but, like, that ain't Falco. You know what I mean? Falco and Fox, I think, are going to stay. Marth. I feel like Marth has to stay at this point. I don't really like playing with him as much, but honestly, he's probably the best representation from the Fire Emblem series. Ike is more fun to play than Marth for me, and he's like a tank character. You know what? We're going to get rid of Marth and Lucina, get a 2-for-0, and then hang on to Ike here. He's going to be our main Fire Emblem rep from now on. Boy. I feel like we need Banjo-Kazooie. I feel like that's just a natural choice. Terry Bogard. I've only played him once. It doesn't feel fair to get rid of him, especially because he's the newest character as of making this. Because Terry's the newest character, it feels weird to get rid of him quickly, because ideally, if this is the only game, he's the person I'd probably get bored of last, because I still have to learn him more. But honestly, the game he represents, I've never played, and frankly, it's not as memorable as things like Street Fighter, which I feel like needs more representation. Also, the Street Fighter Ryu is more fun to play, I think. So, let's see where that leaves us now. We're now at 38, which means we only need 3 more characters to get rid of. These are going to be the hardest 3 for sure. I'm looking around at all these characters. They all seem like characters I'd like to keep. You know what? I'm surprised I haven't picked this person sooner. Meta Knight. I don't think he needs to be there. I don't think he's very fun to play. I also don't think we need more than one Kirby rep, to be honest, because Kirby's our boy. He's just Kirby, you know what I mean? He is who he is. He doesn't need any more people talking about how his series exists. Also, I'm running out of people to pick. I feel like we need a Pikmin representation. I'm going to leave him there. Do we really need Inkling? Now I'm kind of reconsidering Inkling. I love to play Little Mac. Sonic's a fun character to play. Also super well fits with the Smash Brothers universe. Snake, my boy, is really fun to play as. I want to keep him. Zero Suit Samus. Oh, Zero Suit Samus, it's tough because it's Metroid. You know what I mean? I gotta take my Metroid nostalgia glasses off for a second. Glasses off for a second. And I think maybe it's time to get rid of... Okay, I have to start asking questions like this. Would I rather have Zero Suit Samus or Duck Hunt Dog? I really like playing Duck Hunt Dog. I do not like playing Zero Suit Samus. So let's get rid of Zero Suit Samus. Why not? Let's do it. Heck, it doesn't mean anything anyway. Do I really need Simon and Richter? I just need like one more, don't I? Because I've already picked all these other people. Ooh, this is tough. Game & Watch I think is a fun one to have. I would totally opt out of Ken if I could, or Richter. Do we need Ridley? Yeah, let's be real. We need Ridley. Come on. Come on. I wasn't part of the Ridley gang when it was first happening, but now that I have him, I don't think I could get rid of him. Alright, Dr. Mario, I'm sorry. You're out of here. You're one of my mains. I love the taunt where you, like, pat yourself on the back, but with my boy Mario in the play, I just feel like you're not necessary. So, Dr. Mario, you're out. I'm sorry. Freaking, I think that might be all then. Well, fellas, this is the final product. As you can see, I cut out all the ones that I eliminated, and this would be the remaining roster for the rest of my Smash Brothers days with Ultimate. It really makes you appreciate the characters that they do add, because by golly, getting rid of those, get rid of a whole bunch. This looks very similar to Brawl's roster, I believe. I mean, this can't be too different from Brawl's. It looks like maybe a little less. Still looks more than Melee's, though. I'm not sure. This is all just through visual memory. Also, it's very possible I miscalculated and did one extra, because if my calculations were correct, I should have one more character somewhere. I might have cut off one too many, but whatever. That's okay. This would be with what we have. Can't believe we don't have Link. Maybe that one was a mistake. I don't know. But yeah, I could see myself playing these guys and cycling through them. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Again, it's all just off of biased half-butt opinions. Some of them I spent more time on than others, but I feel like, it was just a fun little experiment to do, and I encourage you guys to try the same for yourself. It gets challenging. It does get challenging. But feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos and yeah, okay, bye. Goodbye.